Alrighty, lads. We're gonna talk about the baddest bitch in Warhammer 40K. That's right, Lotara Sarrin, the World Eater's very own queen, is gonna be talked about today, boys.
After the
Now, Lotara Sarrin is actually a remarkable individual because she served under Angron. That's right, the angriest Primarch. She was there before he turned into a demon. So she served him quite a while. And the fact that she's even alive while serving him says a lot about her. Because, mind you, Angron would get into raging fits where he would just kill crew members. Now, so would his legionnaires. His own Astartes would start just butchering crew. Now, how does an admiral survive in these conditions? Especially when the demands that she's meeting are very unreasonable. Here she's got a group of jumped up psychotic killers telling her,
"Crash the ship! Crash the ship! I want to butcher those motherfuckers for being such pussies!"
and she's gotta somehow go, okay, well, the ships outmaneuver us. They're faster than us. Oh, I know how to meet this demand. Fire the Ursus Claw! And that's what she does. Now, how did she come under command of Angron? Well, a little bit of backstory about her. So, Lotara Sarrin was actually a really remarkable admiral. She was 30 years old, which is very young to be an admiral, especially an admiral who commanded her own ship, a battleship nonetheless. Now, why would such a remarkable admiral be assigned to the World Eaters? Well, there's a few reasons. One, she doesn't respect the chain of command at all. If there's someone ordering her to do something that she doesn't agree with, she won't back down. She'll continue with whatever she thinks is right. Now, that pisses off a lot of people. And that pisses off the right people who can send your ass in a very shitty situation, which is exactly what they did. Now, there is also the other reason, which is that her tactics of naval combat were really reflective of the World Eater tactics on the ground, which is close fucking quarters. She loved to get in close with her fleets and just rampage some motherfucker with artillery. Now, this is very unusual and not standard of the Imperial Navy, because the Imperial Navy would prefer to keep some distance. Because, mind you, they fight fucking orcs, and the last thing you want is to really get close to those motherfuckers. Now, on the flip side, it's actually really good that she does this, because she does fight a lot of Eldar, and she fights a few humans who don't expect this kind of tactic. Now, again, she is very smart. She knows exactly how to pull off the shit that she does, with just a giant battleship nonetheless. Speaking of which, her battleship name is the Conqueror. Now, it used to have another name, but I'll leave that to you guys down in the comments to say what the previous name of the Conqueror was. This is something that only real 40K fans would know. So, the Conqueror is a really unremarkable battleship. The only thing is that it was retrofitted. Now, when it was retrofitted, Lotara Sarrin just kind of assumed command of it after its retrofit, but it has something on it that I like to mention a lot, because I love this fucking device. And I wish more Imperial ships followed it, because it's very efficient. But in the books, they do talk about how crude and primitive it is, but it's called the Ursus Claw. Ursus Claw. The Ursus Claw. Now, what it is essentially it's just a javelin that pierces the enemy ship and then pulls it to you. It's a giant grappling hook. But it's not just one, it's several. So, you're going to deal with several harpoons coming out of the fucking Conqueror and impaling your ship and then reeling you in. And you'll hear the chains just clinking as your ship is getting drawn in. This is very crude because, mind you, this could actually rip the enemy ship apart when you're pulling it like that. And it could also fuck up your ship if their engines were powerful enough to just break out of the Ursus Claw. Now, the reason why the Ursus Claw is so damn effective, though, is because when the Ursus Claw penetrates, it usually hits the main reactors and the engines, so it really shuts down most of the capabilities of the crew. And if you're an Eldar ship, this is going to tear you to shreds. This will fuck up your ship, because an Eldar ship just doesn't have that toughness, those layers that other ships have, because Eldar ships are more elegant, more sleek, and more maneuverable. So when this ship penetrates, the ship is fucked. It is permanently fucked. Now with other ships, their ships are fucked, yes, but their only real hope and their only alternative of breaking free is to board the Conqueror. Now you can see why Lotara Sarrin is very smart. She's on board with a bunch of psychotic killers who are masters of CQC combat. They are masters at using blades, axes, anything to spill your blood up close and personal. Well, what is she doing? She's pulling you into those situations whether you like it or not. This is what made Lotara Sarrin very ruthless in her endeavors, is that she has no problem sacrificing a few ships if it means that all those Imperial lives can guarantee her to get close and give Angron and his World Eater boys what they need, which is blood. Tons of blood. Now, there's some interesting things about Lotara Sarrin that we find out, which is, I think, interesting, is that she just kind of like dies off later in the novels. Like, we don't know what the fuck happens to her. That's more of theories, though. But when she's dealing with Angron and Karn and the other World Eaters, they actually respect her. They respect her for her ruthlessness. They respect her because she's competent. They respect her because she's actually able to stand up to them. She's not scared of them. And they respect that. They respect the fact that she is much like a warrior like they are. And they actually give her a tradition, which is this bloody hand on your uniform. And this signifies that you're one of them. Well, she walks around with this sign displayed all the fucking time on her white Imperial coat. And it's actually interesting because there's a few moments in the book where if any other human was to ever do this to a Space Marine, they would pick up your head single-handedly with one hand and crush your fucking skull till you die. But Lotara Sarrin does this, and they just go, oh, I fucked up, my bad. And then they walk away. She shoots them in the face for fucking up, for being disloyal or like undisciplined around Angron. She'll fuck you up. Even though to a Space Marine it doesn't do any damage, but it will piss them off that someone just fucking shot them. Now, something else that Lotara Sarrin does is not only does she command the vessel, but she also manages the crew, and she tries to keep them more or less safe from the danger of Angron and the World Eaters when they get super fucking pissed. So essentially what she'll do is she'll go, okay, all crew on hand, you, put down the fucking axe, you're not killing that guy because without him we ain't gonna be able to fucking navigate our damn ship. Unless you dumb motherfucker, know how to navigate this ship all of a sudden. And also, she tends to sacrifice crew members, too. That's also another thing. She'll gladly throw the janitor out and be like, attention all World Eaters, there's a janitor down hallway 18. I repeat, janitor down in hallway 18. If you are bloody pissed that we didn't catch that ship, there is a janitor down in hall 18. And then every World Eater is going to go fucking hauling ass towards that janitor, and they're going to bust the fuck out of his damn ass. Now, mind you, Lotara Sarrin is a very ruthless person, and that is something that I have a hard time attributing to her character because, mind you, the Imperial Army is built around this idea that we are going to sacrifice hundreds of thousands of men for a small victory, a very small victory. So giving her that credit is kind of difficult, but at the same time, during the Horus Heresy, the Imperial Guard didn't really do too much at this time. They were actually bored with their lives because they didn't do much besides guard duty, hence the name Imperial Guardsmen. There weren't many Imperial armies that were actually in combat. So it was a really boring time and their death rates were very low. But when they do fight, their mortality rates were super fucking high. Lotara Sarrin, well, she made sure they were high regardless. Whether it's non-combat or combat situations, there's going to be a lot of blood. So, that has been it. That is Lotara Sarrin. That is Angron's queen. That is Khorne's bae. That is the World Eater's waifu. Besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed. I haven't really seen much about Lotara Sarrin, but I figured I would talk about her, or just more or less rant about her. Now, let's talk about some theories. So, there are some theories about whether or not she's alive. I think she's dead. She has to be. Because, mind you, later on in the Horus Heresy, the ship literally just gets ripped out of the warp and put into real space. And that kind of transition is very deadly. And it did blow a few systems and blow a few fuses in the ship itself. This definitely probably killed her. If not that, she probably died from the World Eaters. Because, mind you, Angron's now a demon after the Horus Heresy. He needs blood. Not because he's pissed, not because the Butcher Nails need him to, but because in order to sustain his very physical body, some motherfucker needs to die. Now, since the Conqueror is no longer a human ship, it's now more or less a living entity since it is a chaos ship, and the ship itself is basically alive, they don't need navigators anymore. As far as they're concerned, they pray to Khorne, and Khorne will send them down their merry fucking way to Bloodtown. So they don't need Lotara Sarrin anymore. And as much as Angron respects her, mind you, he's got Butcher Nails, and now he's got Khorne's blessing that makes him kill people regardless. Now, the Butcher Nails pained you in order to make you kill. Khorne will take over your will and make you kill with his own hand if he's got to. Khorne made people kill their own families, so what the fuck makes you think Angron won't kill a damn officer who just won't stand down? There's also the idea that a Chaos Warband would take over the Conqueror, and a Chaos leader, a Chaos Lord, is too egotistical to really take backtalk from a human, especially one who's not really gifted like he is. So if some officer like Lotara Sarrin, as smart as she is and as good as she is at combat, bitches at this guy for doing a really stupid idea or for killing someone unnecessarily that now just fucked them over, he's just going to look at her and be like, shut the fuck up, or I'm going to shove this sword right through your damn gut. And knowing her, she won't shut the fuck up. She'll keep going. So, that's my idea, is that she's got to be dead. If not, I would really hope that Khorne takes her in as like a prince, a demon prince, or demon of some sort, because she's definitely deserving of that award. She shows that she has the military prowess to win very, really statistically odd odds. Like, the fact that she's able to make the Conqueror keep up with an Eldar, Dark Eldar nonetheless, vessels, and actually pierce them with Ursus Claws, that's gotta earn Khorne some points, you know? So, other than that, though, we don't hear about her ever again. After the Betrayer novel, we really don't hear about her ever again. Besides that, this has been me, Frieza700. I'm out. See you guys next time. Boom. Lotara Sarrin. Bet you boys didn't expect that. Sayonara. I'm out. Comment down below what you guys want to talk about next. I'm open to suggestions. I'm out.